All right, yo, it's your boy Yoshi Kid Neo, and we are back in the world of Boridil, the Ruination of Boridil. Today, we begin the journey back to Gamdaral for the party, and they're going to see the aftermath of what this ancient lesson is capable of. They're also going to realize that it's not, honestly, all free game. All that gold and platinum and equipment just lying around. This is actually going to be the beautiful setup to essentially what the future holds in the story of Boridil anyway, in terms of the timeline that I've got set. Because there's a red dragon there. One that they met, one by the name of Nimra, the Eternal Flame. And she lives on Dinosaur Island, and I low-key don't think any of my players watch the VODs at all. I really hope they don't. If you do, skip over the next 30 seconds, unless you want spoilers for like the whole story, because I low-key am thinking about maybe one day writing a book. But anyway, this right here, this volcano becomes home to Nimra. And all this continent ends up morphing into a different thing because of tectonic movements and some other big-ass effect that's going to happen and cause everything to change again. But this mountain will end up becoming the Dragonrind Mountains, which is where my first campaign took place in the world of Boridil. Where the party was trying to fight Nagex, the lich that was essentially trying to rule the world for the elves and stuff like that. Regardless, anyway, Nimra makes an appearance today. Should be a good time, but enough chit-chatting. Let's go ahead and get in it, shall we? Hello.
She's an attention whore. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Who, Rosie?
Oh, yes, Rosie is an attention whore.
She's here right now saying, say hello, Rosie. Hello. And Splinter too, come here.
Splinter's also an attention whore, but he is an adorable one. And then Oscar is too, and CC is only an attention whore when you're live streaming.
True. Which is funny, because both cats were in here earlier when I was playing TFT. And now both dogs are in here, so it's like a literal swapperoo.
A loop.
Okay. So, last we left, we did an extensive retcon event where Tolktir talked about his past, and Jimothy and Tolktir kind of became pseudo-friends. And bygones were bygones, and alliances were made, and everyone was on the same page of, here's what I'm trying to do, are you here to help me? And everyone was like, yeah, sure, that sounds good. So now the party has a clear, somewhat objective of how to help each other out, which is neat. And their overall goal right now is to escape the atrocity that have been unleashed on this island. Also known as the Ancient Lesson. Thanks to yours truly, Natasha. What a wonderful woman. Anyway, you guys witnessed the strength of the Ancient Lesson firsthand as it had slaughtered a caravan while you guys were on your way. Let me bring us to the world map. Oops, I brought just myself to the world map. Anyway, on your way to the encampment in the Coral Highlands, known as Carbogate, you guys watched the Ancient Lesson completely rip apart a caravan that was headed to the west from Myth Hollow. You guys waited for everything to cool down before heading up the switchbacks to get to the Coral Highlands. As you guys were coming to a point where you could rest, you ended up meeting Lilith Hart. one of the witches that you were told about live on this island, and would have had information for your toe, or at least information for Jimothy's toe. But you guys already found it through Natasha, thanks to Elsbeth. But Lilith is here to investigate this surge of power. She knows exactly what it is that has been unleashed and wanted to see it firsthand. But she was drawn to you all. She has some sort of control in this area. She's got some sense of knowing that you guys were around. So she came to see what you guys were up to, get the scoop on what happened, how the ancient lesson got released, and proceeded to play a game of cards with all of you with the deck of everything, a very, very powerful artifact that Lilith is in complete control of. As she shuffled her cards, she allowed all of you a chance to draw as many as you would like, but the stipulation is that once you claim a number, you have to draw that many no matter what happened. Luckily, nothing too detrimental happened to the party this time. So far, every other time, bad shit has happened. So, yeah. But Lightbringer has a new arch nemesis, who I still haven't really figured out which one I want to use. But some arch devil is out to get him, which is hilarious. Trina lost a level. Jimothy gained a level. Jimothy also is going to lose all of his equipment here in the next couple days. I think you also drew the one that lets you ask a question, Jimothy, and it'll be answered.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And you will fall madly in love with an NPC of my choice once you finally meet them.
It's so funny.
And then all of your coins changed the value, which acted in your favor immensely. You are a rich boyo. Let's see. Rena, Tolktir has the power to undo a single event at his will. And he's also going to make a very, very bad deal at some point in time. It's going to be awful. And then Babushka now has a everlasting gobstopper? Question mark?
What? Endless butterscotch candies?
Or is it your weapon is indestructible?
Ooh.
You don't have to choose now either. It doesn't honestly matter just yet until I try to throw something that would destroy it.
Why?
Like a rust monster. Do you want your butter? You want a single butterscotch candy that's never going to...
A single one?
Yeah, it would be a single item.
Wow.
Oh, only one butterscotch candy? That sucks.
You gotta share.
But
Not
once it's
one
eaten,
bag?
it was replaced, right?
Say that again, Joe?
Like, once it's been eaten, then it gets replaced. Like, it magically reappears.
In theory, yeah. That or it's just an everlasting butterscotch candy.
Yeah, share.
Fantastic.
She like pulls it out and like sticks it back into her like bag
Yeah.
and like you pull it out and there's like hairs and shit all sticking to it. Gross.
Extra flavor.
Regardless of what you choose, that was your card. And that was pretty much all the cards. Afterwards, Lilith invited to take you guys to Carbogate because Jimothy had given her a letter from Lord Saxon Carlisle. And you could see that she was in a state of love and happiness after reading that note. So she was helpful and brought you guys to Carbogate via portal. Once you guys got there, she started to discuss the need to get a what's it called? A airship that could take you guys to the mainland. On your way there, though, somebody had overheard you guys talking about the ancient lesson, and they've heard the rumors and the myths of this creature. So they started to ask questions, and Lilith told them the dark truth. She then decided to cast a spell and play a nice little joke, and started a riot with the help of mass suggestion. Quite funny. As you guys were starting to leave, she made this chaos seemingly for no reason. It has no gain except for her amusement. So you know that she's not all that great of a person on the inside, like most witches. Anyway, you guys got to the airship that she had, or said she could procure passage for you guys. You guys met a couple of gnomes. Let's see. You met Shikti, the artificer gnome that had built this airship, which it's mostly like a battleship that can fly. It's got these ion and arc cannons. It's got these turbo boosters that make it go really fast. It's pretty neat marvel to look at. You then also met Hekana, who has apparently been studying under Lilith, but the last thing that she has ever tried left her blind. She's not sure if it's permanent or not. It's quite wild. Who knows what's going to happen with her. And then you met Gredmer, the gnome that's outfitted with this really heavy-looking armor that almost also looks like a furnace. As you guys get onto the airship and start making your plans, Shikti, now knowing that Gamdaral is about to be completely obliterated of all living peoples, has suggested maybe you guys could go there and procure some extra funds.
That's not true.
Who said it? I forget.
That was all Jimmy's idea.
Oh, it was Jimothy's idea. So
Oh,
Jimothy now has decided, hey guys, instead of just going to the mainland and being safe, let's go to Gamdaral first, get a bunch of gold and platinum, because I want my reward for all the people we've lost on this way. And why? I mean, who's going to stop us? And everybody reluctantly agreed. And when I say everybody, I mean, I know. And when I say everybody, I mean, I think it was Lightbringer and Babushka. Tolktir and Trina did not want to go.
My
Yeah.
character flaw,
Yeah.
sorry.
Which is beautiful.
It was Lightbringer. He was the tiebreaker.
Because I know Tolktir wouldn't do such a thing. But anyway, you guys, you know, being a group of 5, it's majority rules. So you're headed to Gamdaral. On the way, Shikti decided to do a test of his weaponry because he's never used it before. At least not while it was also flying. So you guys shot the ion cannon, you shot the arc cannon, and then you amplified the ion cannon even more so and shot it into the ocean, creating a small semi-nuclear explosion under the waves, which Babushka promptly pulled out a poncho, and rightfully so because it started to rain just for a moment. But when this ion cannon shot, the engines ceased to work, and you guys felt the ship start to drift downward. And that is where we will begin our session. Let me bring us to the airship here. So at this point, the airship, the deck is soaking wet and slippery because it's made of wood, and the ship is slowly making a trajectory with the nose going down first towards the ocean. At this point, Shikti looks overboard towards the back of the ship. How many times did you turn that capacitor clockwise, Tolktir?
The exact amount you said, I believe, was 9.
9 times? He runs over to it real quick, and he looks. He's like, oh my. You watch him as he washes off some smudged, like, some smudge stains that's on this, like, sort of laminated sticker. And the sticker says, do not turn more than 5 times.
Whatever you told me to do last, I definitely did that. And
he puts his goggles on, and you can see as they zoom in and out, and he's like, it definitely says right here 5 times. You didn't read this.
I did what you told me to.
I shouldn't have to tell you. You should know proper formats before trying anything. Aren't you a wizard? There's instructions in place for a reason. Now we're going to sync. And
it's tell me to turn it more than... What?
No, it doesn't matter what happened or whose fault it is. We know it's your fault. You're the one that committed the crime. But we have very little time, and I don't think that the engines are going to come back on. I believe that we're out of juice. And now that I think about it, he starts to scratch his head. Ah, yes, this has happened once before on my first prototype. That one crashed into the ocean when I did the exact same thing. Ah, it's all coming back to me now. I remember. As if it was yesterday. We need to escape this ship before we all die. Luckily... Go ahead.
Lightbringer looks to Toktir. Toktir! What the did you do?
Listen here, you. I did what the old man told me to.
No. Are you kidding me?
Regardless... I look to Chick T. What do we do now? Is this like a seaworthy vessel, or is it gonna sink?
Oh no! This thing will sink almost instantly. It's too heavy for the water. Plus, there's a lot of holes in the bottom to allow airflow, which will allow water to flow, which will make it sink.
Okay, and what do?
This is to get back to the mainland.
The ship starts to creak. And you feel it starting to plummet a little bit faster. There's no time. Shik-Ti runs towards the rudder, and there's you can see this metal pipe that's got, it's essentially one of those speakers thingies that you would have at playgrounds and shit back when you were a kid. I don't know if you guys had a dope childhood like I did, but yeah. So Shik-Ti gets on there and starts shouting, Gredmer, do you read me? Gredmer? Yes, I hear you. We need the emergency vessel pronto. It's time to disband ship. This one's going down. And you hear Gredmer, what happened this time? Did you turn the arc capacitor to 9 clockwise again? No, Toktir did. I told him not to, but he did it anyway. Anyway, prepare the vessel. We're coming down. And Shik-Ti gets off. He's like, sorry about that. I hate arguing with my cohorts, but below deck we go. To the life vessel.
I feel like that cat meme where like it's being yelled at the dinner table and I'm just like looking back and forth like, what?
I agree. Shik-Ti goes towards the door that Gredmer had come up from earlier, and he opens it up. He's like, come, hurry!
Follow quickly.
Heknana is walking, and she's running towards the edge. I'm coming!
I will grab her while I'm running and take her with me.
Oof! Oh, thank you, Trina. She would have gone overboard.
Who was the individuals that below deck that came up?
Gredmer.
Alright, I looked at Gredmer. Is he also a gnome?
A gnome in heavy plate armor.
I speak to the gnome and Gnomish asks, is there anything we can do to keep this boat flying?
I don't believe so, no, because last time this happened, it actually plummeted a lot faster. So we added this life vessel just in case Shik-Ti did this again. But he said you did it this time.
He told me to.
Well, that's your first mistake. Never do what Shikti tells you. He has a great mind, but sometimes he goes a little overboard. And when I say sometimes, I mean every time. And when I mean every time, literally every single time. Anyway, if you would please... And Gredmer points towards the vessel, which is a much smaller airship.
Dinghy, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much a dinghy. It's definitely like these three gnomes could live on this thing in the air very comfortably, but with all of you full-grown motherfuckers, it's gonna be cramped for sure. But anyway,
In the vessel,
everyone.
I'm gonna
Can we save the
downsize.
cannons?
Trina
I'm
first.
gonna turn into Beltran, essentially, to save room.
Trina turns into Beltran and flies onto the deck of the smaller vessel. What was Jimothy saying?
Can we save the cannons?
No, there's no time. They're too heavy.
Are you
Babushka?
sure?
We'll salvage them
Push
later.
Timothy aside. Out of my way.
Babushka's like, I'm saving myself.
She's like, "Fuck this noise."
Get me on there.
I'm still like practically begging for a piece of fine copper. If they were to have one.
Roll investigation. Disadvantage because you're hurrying to get onto the ship.
Oh,
Nice.
don't need.
As you're running towards the vessel, this is obviously the workshop portion of the vessel, and you see a bunch of random shit all over this floor. And as you're scooting along, you're kind of kicking things around, and you see your copper wire.
Oh, fancy. I pick up said copper wire and then run back to everybody.
So everyone's starting to push in and get onto the airship. Gredmer walks around the airship doing some preliminary safety checks, and Shikti comes over the intercom. Gredmer, we don't have time! Release the vessel! Release! In which Gredmer, he's at the front of the ship, and you hear what sounds to be a jetpack sound for all of us. I don't have a jetpack sound for my soundboard, unfortunately. Gredmer flies to the rudder, lands. He points his wrist towards the sort of the wall of the main airship, and a grappling hook shoots out. It grabs this lever and, all right, prepare for a drop! And he pulls the lever. As the lever gets pulled, the entire underside of the airship that you guys are trying to escape from opens up. And your new dinghy of an airship plummets. Perhaps we should have started the engines first. Shikti's like, I forgot! And you hear Shikti and Gredmer hurrying to rev the engines. As this is happening, the airship starts to gain speed and begins to plummet faster and faster. This airship, the dinghy airship, the nose starts to point forward as it begins to nosedive. Everyone hold on! Pull up! Pull up! You hear, much like a bunch of different lawnmowers starting at the same time, the engines kick on. The airship, there's these little wings that pop out from the side, and as they gain loft, Gredmer is pulling with all his might on the back. He's like, I need help! Someone help me!
I look to Lightbringer and or Jim.
I run over.
Strength check. If both of you do it, both of you roll a strength check. Or one of you can do it. Yeah, I got you. Do athletics, I guess. Nice. Lightbringer and Jimothy grab onto the rudder with Gredmer, and they pull back. And you guys watch as those wings curve, and you feel the nose start to rise up. As you're clenching on to the posts that are around you, or really anything for that matter, you see the water getting closer and closer. And as the nose finally becomes level, the front little, I don't know if that's a mast, whatever that nose pointy part on a ship is, it barely touches the water, and the bottom of the airship just sort of skips along the ocean waves before it finally starts to make its way, or make its ascent up back into the sky.
Oh, now that's a roller coaster for you. I like that one. I think perhaps maybe when we get home, we'll make something quite similar. It'll plummet down straight away. And when it gets close to the water, it'll come up and it'll spray all the people that are watching. We'll call it the Griffin. Yes, we'll make an amusement park. Rides that will terrify you, but they make so much joy for the little children.
Yes, good idea.
I shake my head and look back and forth. Do I see Rusty still with us?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good, he's here.
Lilith is getting giddy. She's like, oh, I'll be honest, I thought we were going to die. Well, you all were going to die.
Aw, shut.
Okay. I looked at Chick T. How far did we go? How long were we flying for?
Well, Gamderall and the other ship would have taken maybe a day and a half. And this ship, it's gonna take at least 3.
Oh boy.
I think it's time. Do we still go?
Is it? Should we discard our losses and turn back around, or?
Oh, no. I'm going to get my platinum, because now I need to make a new one. And this time I'll make sure that the arc capacitors have more capacity for arcing.
I don't know. I think we paid a premium to have such a cool airship.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying the original deal was based on having a state-of-the-art warship.
Was it? I thought the deal was to get you to your location.
The deal was to get us to the location in that airship in a day.
Technically, and he holds up one finger, this is still part of that airship. So, our deal is still...
Technically, it's not.
He looks to his assistant.
Gredmer, please tell them this airship is literally the same as the other one.
You just literally said that it's not with that sentence.
No.
That airship, as he looks at the backside, it begins to crash into the waves and all the jagged rocks. And it actually explodes. And ooh!
Well, if you'd like to go back, I'm sure we could salvage and make a new airship in a few weeks' time. How about we go back? Gredmer, turn us around!
I don't think we have that time.
Well, we have all the time.
Island being taken back by the creatures living on it?
Oh, that's been happening forever. For decades, ever since the first encampments began.
Ancient legend unleashed?
It's a myth, a legend. It doesn't exist.
We clearly saw it.
You were delusional. You came from the Rotten Vale. I heard the fumes there can make your mind hallucinate.
I'm confused. Isn't that the reason why we're going to... You know that's the reason we're going to Gamderall, right?
What? To find the ancient legend?
No, because it's going to be destroyed by the thing that you don't believe in.
Ah! That's a good idea! Let's go to Gamderall. When everyone's dead, we'll take all of their copper and platinum. You can keep the gold. I hate gold.
Lightbringer is just squeezing his like. He's like he puts his hands under his mask and like just squeezes like his eye between his eyes and nose.
Ooh, I can try my new invention. Sit back, everybody. And he goes to the middle of the
Trina is
ship.
an angry bird.
Shik-Ti lifts a panel, and then
Sky is
he...
clear or not well. Let's tie him up.
Tie who up? Who's starting a mutiny?
And he pulls out a
It's
pistol.
not a mutiny.
Which one of you is trying to take over my ship?
Whoa.
Not taking over.
Let's calm down a bit.
Shik-Ti,
Let me see it.
do what the dwarf says and calm down. No one's trying to start a mutiny. You're going crazy again. I think you've had too much enjoyment for the day. Gredmer pulls out a vial and tosses it to Shik-Ti, which he snags it. And he's like, he uncorks it, takes a swig.
This little dinghy doesn't have my pillows, does it?
And Gredmer shakes his head.
Whose lap can I lay my head on for a nice little nap? It'll calm my mind.
If it calms you down, you can lie on my lap. Have a butterscotch.
You are much too kind.
He takes the butterscotch, plops it in his mouth, curls up, and puts his head in your lap. And
There
sorry
you
about
go.
that.
That's the head.
Is he always like this?
Only when he gets really excited. And he's always excited. But Shik-Ti is a good gnome.
Is this the Warforged we saw earlier?
No, you're talking to Gredmer.
Yeah. Like, wasn't there a Warforged there in the ship too?
The Warforged is Dusty.
Dusty.
Oh, I thought this was another Warforged. That's what I thought
No,
that was.
no, that's
Okay.
Actually need to bring Dusty onto this map. Lilith is shuffling her cards and draws a hand, and she's playing what looks to be like a game of solitaire or something like that. That's why I love Shik-Ti. I love his sporadic nature. You see, most gnomes, I believe, are sporadic by nature. They're just so full of life and ideas. But Shik-Ti is amplified, which is why he makes these great marvels, but ultimately it's his ambitions that get the best of him, and he overemphasizes on the little things. Which is why that arc cannon, when he had you turn it 9 clockwise, overloaded all the circuitry. But honestly, that was quite riveting, don't you think? Hey, my man, how we doing, Justin?
Yes, amusement park idea.
Was something.
How has life been for you? That isn't
an
the
idea for an
first
invention.
time. An invention.
Yeah, maybe you should create an area that like the circuit can break before it breaks all of the circuits. Like a circuit breaker.
Interesting.
Or a secondary power source, separate from the main engines.
We've tried that before, and wouldn't you know it, they both blew because they fed on the same line. But this circuit breaker idea, I'll bring it up to Shik-Ti, see what he thinks. I'm doing pretty good myself, you know, just enjoying the new year. Not really much has changed.
So
What about
I
yourself?
guess we're chilling on a
How's
night shift
school
for a couple
going?
Days, huh?
Correct.
Yes.
And I guess now that we're all level-headed and calm, are we still headed to Gamdaral? There is possibility we could find a better-suited airship for our travels to the mainland there. Unless they somehow got ahead of the curve and were able to escape before the ancient Leshen ultimately takes or reaches them.
I have no business there,
Money.
which is
How long does it take to get to mainland?
Oh dang! I remember middle school, and
yeah,
people
I'm gonna take it
always
to the mainland
trying to
instead.
fight somebody just because they think they're tough or whatever. Who knows? I'm assuming that it didn't happen, so that's a good thing. Say that again.
How long would it take to get to the mainland?
Let me take a look. Let's see. Gredmer, he pulls out a tiny little map and starts to measure with his fingers. Where exactly are you trying to go on the mainland? The nearest city would be Bleakbell, that I remember, but the nearest capital would be Krayot. And that's going to be roughly 9 days to Krayot, and just under 7 to get to Bleakbell.
If we somehow obtain a ship in-game draw,
It's a possibility that the amount of travel that we take on this ship to get to Krayot, it would equal the same amount of time total. Our 3 days to get to Gamdaral, and then 6 days from Gamdaral to Krayot, if they have a Class A ship at least. But also, while we're over the skies, this little dinghy's not truly made to be capable of such a trek. We don't have the supplies for it, so if you're all ready to be hungry for a few days.
so we couldn't get back.
Oh
to
dang, are
mainland
you
with
okay,
the
my
ship.
man? We would be able to make it with this ship. It's just it will be very uncomfortable. There is greater possibilities of failure, as this is more of a life vessel than a expeditionary.
Yeah, and we all know how well the expeditionary airship lasted.
Well, if Toktir didn't do what Shikti said, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Oh no.
Why do you, regardless, so 3 days until we get to Gamdaral is what you're saying.
Correct.
Really?
Okay. Well, might as well do that.
And then at least you can get something more out of it. And Shikti can get some proper funding to make his ultimate dream.
3 days.
Are there any weapons on this ship?
He points towards the front, and you see a tiny little, like, hand cannon thing. That and whatever you're carrying.
No small arms?
No. No real reason to have weaponry on a life vessel. Yeah, that is good. I'm assuming he
It's gonna be
probably didn't expect you to fight back, I bet. If this dude's a bully, which most of them seem to be
Yeah.
at that
Can you-
age,
Can you use javelin?
the moment you stood up for yourself, he stood down, which is dope.
Here,
So I'm
take
glad
this.
you're not hurt or anything. That's awesome.
Hit him a couple of javelin.
Javelin for the fishies?
In
Yeah.
theory, yes, we could skim the water for food, now that I think about it.
Oh.
I don't want to get eaten by a mosasaur.
A
what?
who?
A mosasaur?
Do I have
Big-
stats for that?
Do you have stats for that? Is that what you said?
What?
I do.
No! That's a bird.
That's great. All right, well, guess we're fighting a
Ruined that
mosasaur. It's
No.
gargantuan.
Oh yeah, Brady.
Am
What's
I
up?
still cursed by the ring of anchoring?
You're still attuned to it. So
I think there was a curse. Did we remove those curses though?
no.
We got rid of the poison.
I end up taking the elemental adept feat.
Elemental
What you know.
adept.
Elemental.
I want to choose fire as the elemental choice.
Choose one of the following. Okay. Ooh.
Man.
Okay.
Given most of my abilities are flame.
I'm gonna edit it and put fire at the back end so that we know what you chose, just to make it easier. Neat. And just so you're aware, if they're resistant, it does full damage. If they're immune, I'm pretty sure they're still immune to it.
Okay.
So, yeah, immunity doesn't get superseded by that, but resistance does. Wonder if there's a thing on your sheet that I need to click. We'll probably just have to remember. Yeah, it looks like it. Anyway. Let's see. Lilith is shuffling her deck, and she goes up to Nana. Nana, would you like a chance to draw a card? And Nana, ooh. Did you all draw cards, all of you?
I drew
Yes.
5.
I drew one.
And what
can't
all did
be
you
me.
get?
What all did I get?
Yes, what all goods and bads?
Well, I got lots of money. I feel more experienced for some reason. Apparently I'm gonna fall in love with somebody. Which I don't see
Oh.
how that's possible since I'm already so in love.
Love is temporary, dear.
Well, apparently this one's not.
Well, true, yes, if it's from the card. I'm sure whoever she is will be quite lovely. Perhaps maybe lovelier than your wife and won't get captured.
She?
Easy.
I'm just saying that might be why you love her. You don't have to go on a journey risking your life, losing your friends.
What if it's a dude?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's true. Lilith, could it be a dude? And she shuffles the cards, and I don't know. And she sort of flicks them, and they start writing by piling themselves up into the word yes. Oh, goody. You might fall in love with another guy.
That is acceptable.
Oh, you're about to discover something new about yourself, Jimothy.
Yes.
Don't worry,
The
we still love you.
disgusted meme face that SpongeBob, I think, makes when he eats snail po.
You're gonna be a giver or a taker, Jim?
I guess I'm gonna cross that bridge when I come to it.
Regardless, I only kid. I'm sure to be a lovely female. Do you only like halflings for now? Or are you open-minded to other races?
Goliath women are A1.
I only like my wife for now, so I don't know if that's because she's a halfling. So I guess the answer would be yes.
Interesting.
But I mean, I've seen
Oh.
magazine. Like I'm interested. You know.
Interesting. Lilith. And Lilith is already sort of like chuckling. She's like, oh yes, I honestly would like to see how it all pans out.
I want to know who Jimothy is going to fall in love with and start a new family. Perhaps maybe they'll settle down somewhere far from home so that his current wife doesn't find out. Oh, it'll be like living a double life. How exciting.
Never.
Well, the power of the cards probably will make that happen.
I can fall in love, but I still have duties that I need to do no matter who else I fall in love with.
That is true. Time will tell. Time will tell. Regardless, Heknana, they all drew quite a few cards. Would you be willing to draw one today?
Draw 10.
And Heknana starts to bite her nails nervously. Last time I drew them, I grew 6 feet tall. I didn't like that.
She turned me to a newt. I got better.
I got better.
Have someone else draw one first, and then I'll draw two. They can't draw for the rest of the day, but perhaps tomorrow. Oh. Fine, I'll draw one card.
Only one.
Lilith shuffles the deck, holds it out in front of Heknana. 27. That is the Queen of Cups.
That's an evil laugh.
So Heknana pulls the card and looks at it and goes, "It's black."
Uh-oh.
And Lilith scratches her head. "You're blind." She's like, oh yes. And she shows the card to Lilith. And Lilith's like, oh, that is the Queen of Cups. Let me see. I need to find something. We'll use this for now, because I don't have a thing ready for this, obviously. This should be pretty funny. So as she starts to talk about what the Queen of Cups, you guys hear a thud, and then you look on the side of the ship, and you see these dwarven hands holding onto the railing. "Help me up, please!"
Who dat?
Oh. Help. Help.
You see this dwarven woman hanging on to the side railing for dear life. "Please help me up! I can't get my legs up!"
Can go over to try and give her a hand, or I cast Mage Hand.
And Tolktir goes in to help out, and everybody else is just kind of staring. "Help me up!
Holy shit!
I have a
Someone
gnome
help
sleeping
the poor
on my lap.
woman!"
I go over to help.
Okay.
I grab
guys-
her hand and I say, "Long live the king."
And you let go.
No, I try and help her onto the ship.
You guys pull her up, and she goes, "Oh, thank the gods. I've got something to commemorate this." And she opens a satchel that she has, and she pulls out a big jug of mead. And she pops the cork, pulls out a bunch of tankards, and starts passing them around. And she starts to pour the mead. And Heknana is kind of sitting there looking around. "What's happening? Who's that?"
Did you have a dwarf below deck? Like a lady dwarf?
No.
Well, there's one here
Lilith,
now.
What is the card?
Oh, yes, the Queen of Cups. You now have an ally in this new dwarf. They are your unyielding companion. Yes, I serve Heknana, as well as my god of brews.
Well,
Alright.
I'll take it.
Were you just created, like right now?
Oh, no. I'm from the Mithrilborn clan in the north. But, until 30 seconds ago, that's where I've lived. And now, my god has placed me here to serve Heknana. Saint Dionysus, have you heard of them?
Yes.
Maybe?
No.
Yes, they are the patron saint of wine and other alcoholic spirits.
Oh.
And I serve them to bring the party wherever it is I go. So, I have brought you mead. I don't have my best bottles, but if we go back to the Mithrilborn clan, I can show you my stores. Madam Heknana, where exactly are we currently? And what is your bidding? And Heknana kind of looks around. Lilith, is this real? And Lilith goes, oh yes, the cards have made her your unyielding servant. She will do as you wish. She follows you and you alone. And my god. Kind of her god, yes. But mostly you, Heknana. We're in Dinosaur Isle. Never heard of it. Well, we're about to be leaving, because these folks, and she points in a completely random direction, have unleashed an ancient evil upon the island, so we have to flee. I don't know where exactly we're going. I think we're going to Krayot. Ah. Krayot is an awful place. Did you know that they are trying to abolish magic?
Been told once or twice.
Heknana has a frowny face on as she scowls. She's like, ban magic? Why would they ever ban magic with all the wonders that it's done to the world? Lilith is currently playing with her deck of cards. She's like, I believe it's because of fear. Fear because they don't know how to control the magic. And something bad must have happened to them a long time ago. Who knows? I have heard a few things about the Empress there. Does anyone take a tankard of mead?
I do.
Sure.
Lightbringer does as well.
Before everyone takes a sip, does anyone have any flavor preferences of their mead?
Not particularly.
Normally it tastes of sweet honey, but with the power of my god, I can slightly change it.
Honey's good.
Melon.
Maybe a raspberry flavor?
She goes over towards you, Babushka, and you watch as she puts both her hands over the top of the tankard and starts chanting. And you can see a flash of dull light come from her palms. And go ahead, have a taste.
Oh, okay.
And it tastes like raspberry honey mead.
Whoa. That's good.
Fermented melon and grape.
That's a good flavor. But yeah, the
salted pork.
how about what?
Salted pork.
Sure. And she alters yours, and it does taste like salted pork, just a little sweeter.
This is disgusting. I regret it completely.
I can change it back.
Honey's great.
She changes it back. Trina is still in bird form. Ah! Sorry. birds can't have any.
The flavor's running through my veins. It's almost as if I'm on a cloud of foam. It's seeping within me.
Okay, Lightbringer, take it down a couple notches.
Is it good?
The sweetness mixed in with the sour. It's hitting a nerve that I've never touched in my life. It's so good.
Oh boy.
Does your clothes rip off at this point? Food wars.
Yeah. I just going down, like you see you see him like just swelling up and like he's almost ripping out of his shirt.
Rowing his chest. Okay, calm down there, guy.
You need to taste this. This is good. Here, you must have a taste. Toast here.
I got. I'm okay. I got my own honey meat here. It's fine.
He gets closer. Toast here.
Please. You need to take a few steps back.
Shikti starts to wake up.
I don't remember bringing meat aboard.
And as he starts to rub his eyes,
When did we get a dwarven female? What did Toktir? Can you transform?
No, I'm standing right here.
and he looks around.
Oh, we have 2 dwarves on board. That's one more dwarf than we had when I went to sleep.
There's a certain
Beautiful dwarf.
cards deck that
He slams his hand on the railing.
Did my invention work finally? Did I clone Toktir?
no, not at all.
Yes, of course.
No, not at all. Heck no, tell him what happened
You did. Here you go. Have some meat.
with the cards. He'll believe you, right? You're his brother.
Lilith is
Or
playing
your sister.
solitaire again. Shikti, Tokti is correct. Your sister pulled another card. And Shikti turns around.
Haknana! What did I tell you about pulling those cards? They do nothing but bad, bad, bad.
And Haknana's like, well. And she kind of gets secluded. And the dwarf steps in between them. Back off. And Shikti kind of looks at her puzzled.
Or what?
And you watch as the dwarven woman puts her tankard down, grabs Shikti by the shoulders, lifts him up, and holds him over the railing. And he's squirming. He's like,
Let me go! Let me go!
Whoa.
as you wish.
No.
No.
Oh,
I only kid. And she brings Shikti back and puts him back. But Shikti sort of like scurries away from her and goes,
What is that thing?
I'm not a thing. I'm a person. I don't know why I'm talking like babushka.
It's okay.
As this whole thing's going down, Lightbringer's like in the background, just squirming on the ground. Like, oh, so good. Oh, meat.
Okay, that's
Regardless, another person just means another mouth to feed. We'll drop you off at Gamdaral before we head to the mainland. How about that?
I don't think so. I'm following Haknana wherever she goes. I am her trusty servant. In life and in death. And Shikti turns around to look at Lilith and he holds a finger up to her.
You did this on purpose. You're lucky that I fear you.
And Lilith starts to sort of cackle a little bit, but then she controls herself. I guess I am lucky. Regardless, we've got good company, and we've got good meat. She can turn it into any flavor that you wish. We've got 3 days aboard this dinghy until we can finally get a rightful ship to take us to the mainland. So I assume we should all, or I propose we should all drink and get merry. Drink and be merry. Otherwise, this will be a miserable 3 days. I don't think I've been
That
streaming
sounds
all
like
too
good
much,
idea.
honestly, but
Can I roll
usually
hit die?
Mondays are the best day for me to do it, and it's kind of hit and miss, especially with the holidays. The holidays made it to where I was so busy. What'd Babushka say?
Oh, yeah, that it was a great idea. And I need to roll hit die whenever I can.
Okay, yeah. And you guys can go ahead and do a long rest, as it is coming towards the end of the current day, going into the next.
Real quick, Brady. So you're allowing me to learn spells on my own outside of the source material, right? If I have
Correct.
the materials. My scribe thing says I get, instead of like having like I get reduced time when I research stuff, right? Or when I transcribe spells into my spell book. Is that going to apply to new spells, or do I have to do the full time?
No, any spell that you would learn via scrolls is what that transcribing thing does. So if there's a new spell in a spell book, that's how it would work. Otherwise, you're transcribing stuff, like you don't just pick spells out of nowhere.
No, I'm just wondering how much the scribe's wizard quill, because the time you spend to copy a spell into your spell book equals 2 minutes per spell level if you use the quill for the transcription.
Yep. So any
Like this.
spell scrolls or spell books that you get a hold of, it just makes it faster for you to transcribe
Those. Okay, so not new spells, just verifying.
Yeah,
Okay.
your new spells come with leveling.
So if I wanted to learn sending, it's a level 3.
I believe so.
Yeah, it is. I'm just wondering how much.
It's 2 minutes per level of the spell, so it takes 6 minutes.
All right, and then
Do you have
the
that
gold-
in a spell book? Is that in one of the? Where are you getting it from? I forget where we kept it on Lloyd's character sheet. What you were able to transcribe, right?
I am just referring to this for the scribe in particular. Lloyd was not a scribe, but you're talking about like the verbiage for that, right?
You're doing the wizardly quill.
I'm wondering if that has effect or not on the.
I'm already maxed at 4. Sorry.
You're
Let's
good.
see.
You're good. I guess I'm confused as to what exactly you're trying to do.
Learn a spell outside of like leveling up in the spell in like a copy from a source.
Okay. Where are you? Is sending on Lloyd's old spell book?
No.
Then where are you getting it? 'Cause
Okay,
you
that's
can't
what I
just
thought.
you can't just pick spells. You have to
Yeah, that's
find
what I
them in
thought.
the
Okay.
world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. That's what I thought as what you're allowed me to do, but I'm like, that's not really a thing.
No, yeah.
Okay.
No, so you still got to find the spell books of deceased wizards or whatnot, or find the spell scrolls, and then you can use your quill to transcribe it faster.
Okay. That's what I thought. Just double checking. And then I don't think I even got access to Lloyd's spellbook because it's still with Trina, if I recall.
It might be, yeah. As Tolk tier, yeah, you probably haven't gotten a chance to even discuss having that spell book.
Yeah.
And I don't think that Tolk tier definitely wouldn't know that she has it. If she has it.
I think there's a vague. I think I asked early on, but they said no, I can't see it. So
True.
that'd be about it. Okay, never mind then. But also, would my familiar wouldn't have gotten to the dwarven city yet? Correct. It's only been
Probably
like a day.
not. No, yeah. It's gonna take upwards of a couple weeks, I bet.
Okay, well, at this point, I'm just gonna recall him back. If I can.
I don't see why not. So yeah, poof. I don't know what you've named your new one.
Huzok?
Hazak?
Huzzoc.
Like Valhazak?
Not really following that. I just looked up some dwarf names and like it was in there, in like a page. So I'll just pick that one.
Okay. Is it an owl?
It's the bat.
Oh yeah. Oh, your bats I have named Hokrum.
Maybe. Oh, okay. Maybe you're right. Never mind. Forgot the old bat's name. Can I change the spells in the regular spell story and put it and tune it to it? I'm gonna change it to. I'll save
While
that.
you're doing that, if anyone else has anything that they do with the long rest, you may do it. I think the only person that would need to roll for HPs is Tolktir now.
Yeah.
The rest of you did it.
I want to start saying goodbye to my stuff.
Because you got one more day, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will roll. I'll just roll now. I'll do 5 rolls.
I have been meaning to stream the Resident Evil games in VR. I just haven't had the time to play them. So I do plan to start streaming again.
Then I
hopefully
will...
soon.
I gotta find where I put that. We didn't make like a little like attributes hotkey or something. So I think it was in my journal.
For your spell
For
story?
the spell story. Yeah, I think it was in the journal.
I believe it is. Yeah, we did something. I'm sure we can remember. So yeah, just pick the spells that you're doing. And then, oh, I remember what it was. We favorited it, but it looks like you favorited like all of your stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you favorite, it puts it on your main attributes. But if you figure out a better way to do it, otherwise,
I'll let you know. Yeah.
So as you guys go to sleep, it's not super comfortable. The night brings with it very chilling breezes, as there's no cover from the wind, except for the sort of small blankets, small gnomish sized blankets that are passed around. Unless I think Babushka has a blanket in her satchel, so she's fine. I don't know what the rest of you have, but
I'm fine because I'm smaller than a gnome.
Heknana's servant pours an awful lot of mead and essentially gets herself drunk enough to where she has a beer blanket. And she kind of snuggles into a corner next to Heknana. If you need me, master, I'll be dreaming of the brewery back home. Lilith is playing with her cards, and she goes, Gredmer, if you would like to take a break, I'm sure I can keep the ship aloft and on track. I don't require sleep, after all. Why, thank ya. I could use a little shut-eye myself. If there's any trouble, or if we get too much turbulence, go ahead and wake me. I should be able to come to pretty quickly. And you watch as Gredmer, next to the rudder, sits down and just sort of tilts his head forward and starts nodding off to sleep, still dressed in his armor.
Just stay in my bird form.
Does anyone have anything else they do before going to sleep?
Mind the baby big spoon if someone is super cold.
Is it Lilith or it's Lilith, right? Or is it Lilith?
Yes, Lilith.
Lilith. May I ask you a question about the card I drew?
Sure.
This event I can undo. Say
Yes.
it would potentially undo me being born. Would that have? Say I do something in the past that prevented my people from doing something, and that led to me not being born. Would that also lead me not being born alive in the present?
Essentially, time would be rewritten to allow for the events that you wish to be undone to be erased, which would inevitably form a new timeline. So, if you think about it, the most minor of events will have a ripple on the timeline. The major events, like let's say for instance you were to unwish or undo the events of the last Great War, that would have a very systematic change to the world. And we might not even be in this predicament. In fact, all of you might be off in different places, or perhaps are already dead, or perhaps reunited with your family and never had to worry about a hag named Rusty May. There's a lot that comes with that card. If you're trying to keep things on track as they are currently, I would wish, or I would undo very minor thing from your past. If you do something that's grand, I could see it backfiring. Or potentially undoing, like you said, your own birth. It's very finicky time.
I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
And yeah, do keep in mind, Jeffrey, as a player, you could undo this whole campaign. And we have to start over.
How fun would that be? Like, I don't know. I'm so fascinated to see like how different it would be.
A whole new universe.
Hey,
The alternate universe.
Ray, I wanted to see if I can get in contact with this Vader.
Okay. I would assume there's some type of ritual that an Illrigger probably does. So you begin doing so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those of you that are awake, you watch as Lightbringer starts to gather some things, and he sits in the middle of the ship. He takes out a small dagger, and he slices open his hand. And as he bloodies his palm, he dips his index finger of his other hand and starts to draw on his face and on his torso. As well as he makes a couple of markings onto the deck of the boat, of the airship, rather. And after he does so, his hand ignites with flame and cauterizes the wound that he had left. And he begins to hum. What is this? Heknana covers Shikti's mouth.
He's summoning someone. Let him do it. I want to see.
Who is with you, Lightbringer?
Oh, just the party I was assigned to, and some new special guests.
Well, thank you for bringing me in contact with all of them. You seem to have been causing quite a stir in the Nine Hells lately. What did you do, I wonder?
That's actually why I decided to call you. Is there someone that would hate you enough to come after me?
I'm sure there
The
are many.
Archdevils.
The Archdevils? We have some sort of a mutual truce currently while we deal with the war against the demon horde. But I'm sure if there was an opportunity, many would seek to unseat me from my throne, take my place of my legions of demon or devils.
Well, see, funny thing that happened. So, this little thing called the Deck of Everything allows you to draw a card and anything can happen. I happen to draw a card that, happens to have a archdevil of some kind come after me to become my arch nemesis of some kind.
Interesting. So,
Yeah, definitely.
somebody's after you then. Someone's
Yeah.
after me.
Yes, it would seem that way. Well, they probably weren't at first, and then all of a sudden, as soon as I drew this card, oh, I think I want to screw this guy's day over.
I'll make sure to keep that in mind. Because if someone's after you, they would have to go through me first.
No
I
take.
can't allow for my faithful servant in the material plane. You are my anchor to that realm. And I've got some delightful plans coming very, very soon. To lose you would be like losing a son. You
Yes,
should
Master.
see what Moloch is going through after losing that weak wretch that served him. He's lost even more power now that he's been ceased of his connection to the material plane. By the way, since we're all discussing this out in the open, please continue doing what it is you're doing with this group. The souls you're sending me are, oh, so delicious.
And you might have a potential interest. Hey, what is Jimothy doing right at this moment?
Chillin'.
Hey,
Probably
Jim.
watching you.
Jim, you considered wanting to become one of us, right?
Not right now.
Wait, he has potential. Lord, he has potential.
I have seen you all fight together, and he does seem to be one of your strongest in body, but his mind lacks a certain finesse that I like my servants to possess. But perhaps maybe against the mindless horde of demons he could serve me well. Think about it, Timothy. Perhaps I could end this whole hunt for your toes. Perhaps I could confront Rusty May in your stead. Have your family released, but you'll serve as one of my commanders in my legions. I can grant you powers. I could grant you wings, perhaps. You could fly to your enemies. No one would be able to get away from I could make you into a little ball of rage, capable of burning angels.
I like pull at my tie that's not there, like. Maybe.
Think about it, Jim. It'll be fun.
Yes.
We'll be like bunk buddies.
Think about it, Jim. Great things come to those that ask those in power.
And then look over. Hey, looking is Lilith Hart there?
She is.
I cast a quick glance. Hey, so what exactly do you know about the hags?
I know. Oh, are you asking me or Lilith?
No, asking Despader.
How about you ask one of them that's in your company?
Well, I mean, the power scaling.
The power scaling.
Yeah.
Lilith
Ruination.
Hearts. Oh, I see what you're saying. No. No, there's one hag, perhaps. Maybe two that I fear. But you've not met them, and I highly doubt you ever will. Lilith knows them well. One of them is known as the Great Green Grandmother, and the other is known as the Mother of Hags. I dare not speak their true names. But perhaps Lilith would. But our time for questioning has come to an end. I have many things to attend to. Do well, my servants, in your travels.
Thank you, Master. I will contact you if there are any significant updates.
Silence.
Love you.
And he stands up, and brushes himself off.
He didn't say I love you back.
Daddy didn't
Well,
say he loved me.
Well then, that was my master. I shall go to bed then. Hey, and I'll walk over towards Jim. Think about it, Jim.
Oh, I'm thinking about it.
Yes, think about it, Jim. And what about the rest of you? Any questions?
Why are you so interested in hags?
Oh, well, seemingly since this journey revolves around them, might as well try to get some intel myself. After all, I've only met, like, I don't know, a few of them, a couple of them.
Does
Including
your
you.
journey revolve around them or Jimothy's?
Jimothy's. But seemingly since I've just met Rusty May, might as well get more information. And of course, you are a hag yourself, right?
A witch, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What is the difference?
Hags
All
are
I've noticed so
born
far is the way
as
you guys
such.
present yourself.
Witches have learned from them. My blood is that of a human, or at least it was before the ritual. Much like Natasha. You could say that I'm an adoptive daughter into hag culture. And that, unfortunately, is my place there. But Mother has been kind to me, which is why she has trusted me with her deck of everything.
Who's your mother?
Perhaps, maybe, we could take a detour to the Feywild and I can show you.
have you meet her yourself. She's not a fan of her name being spoken on the material plane. Lots of bad things happen, like a ripple in time.
Well, would you oblige my curiosities of agriculture?
Perhaps. It depends on the question.
Okay.
I'll do you
All
one
right.
better.
Oh.
Wait until the morning. For every question you ask, you draw a card.
Oh, I like that idea.
That's a
First thing
risky
of hag
game.
culture is hags love to make bargains. So rightfully so, if I'm to give to you, you ought to give to me. You ask a question, I will answer, and then you will draw a card.
I bring her like rubs a finger under his nose. You drive a hard bargain, Miss.
And if it helps a little, I've already given you a free answer.
Ooh, I quite like that idea. I'll sleep on it. I gotta think of some saucy questions.
She starts to shuffle her deck, and she pulls a card, and she flips it over to show you, and it's just a black hole. That would have been bad. Puts it back in the deck and shuffles it again.
Well then, till then. All right, what of the rest of you? Everybody head to bed?
Yeah, sounds about time.
I'm sleepy.
All right.
See, oh, one more thing. How many of us are around, Brady? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, there's a
8.
lot of you.
Shit.
Are you casting Tiny Hut?
No. I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast water breathing as a ritual twice, so it gets everybody.
Okay.
Since we're over water.
As you're casting it, Lilith, I don't need water breathing.
Oh, well, suit yourself.
Dusty writes a message and shows it to you. I also do not breathe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, there's 9 of us
Don't
here.
breathe.
Dusty looks at you and shakes his head no.
No, Lilith.
It's not that I don't breathe, it's just I would be able to produce my own spell if need be.
Don't want any of his dirty dwarf magic.
Your words, not mine.
As I'm chanting.
Hey,
Wait, stop chanting. Wait. Jim, you said something about a ring of anchoring or something?
Yeah, I have this cool ring. It makes me sink really fast.
And that's it?
He can breathe underwater too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that part of it.
I believe you and Trina.
I have that ring still.
Yeah, you and Trina are
Oh.
attuned to that ring, and you guys can breathe underwater.
The whole damn boat's like, hey man, we all appreciate the sentiment, but all of us can breathe underwater.
Well, but the thing is, though, is with the rings, if we go underwater, then we start sinking, right? Because that was
Yeah, but we can breathe.
curse with it. Yeah, but we have to make sure people can get to it.
We have to
Like,
walk to the shore.
Isn't that if you were not attuned to it, then you just start sinking?
I think
Nope.
if you're attuned to it. Regardless, I'll just cast it twice. Double
Okay.
safe. as a ritual to everybody. And then that's it, yeah.
As that spell gets cast, Lightbringer acts like he's just became like all powerful. Ah, yeah. Starts looking at his hand and opening it and closing it.
Chick T looks over the rail. So what you're saying is if I were to plummet now, I could swim underwater inevitably?
For until this time tomorrow.
There's limitations.
It's unless someone else dispels the magic and or 24-hour period elapses, yes, you can breathe underwater.
I was
Lightbringer
thinking
casts
you to
dispel
be more
magic.
powerful, but
I
that
mean-
is fine.
It's a simple spell. It's nothing too crazy.
Lightbringer casts dispel magic. No, I'm just playing.
Here's
Roasted. That'd be wild.
All right then.
Okay.
Well, and Lightbringer like finds like a part of
Oh, wait.
like, lay against.
Oh wait, Brady, I'm stupid. I was looking at Lloyd's spell list. I don't even have it on this one. Excuse me.
Roasted.
Never mind.
You are looking at Lloyd.
Yeah.
Retcon, Chick T's like, if only we could breathe underwater.
Yeah, so fucking
No,
great.
all of us can already breathe underwater.
If only I had access to another spell book where I could learn such a thing. Damn shame, you know.
Only if
Damn
only.
shame.
If only.
Don't you mean Trina? Ah!
Alrighty. So everybody regain any spells or abilities that you get on a long rest. As I was saying, the night comes. It's very cold. Babushka ends up big spooning Shikti through the night.
Your lap is quite the pillow.
Also kidding. But the morning comes and Lilith is at the rudder. As you guys wake up and look overboard, all you see underneath you are clouds. And Gredmir wakes up, looks at the compass.
Perfect. Still on track. Thank you, Lilith. I'll take it from here.
And Lilith nods her head and says, "My pleasure. Always happy to help." And then she casts a glance at Lightbringer. Good morning. Did you still want to ask those questions? And she snaps the little case on her hip and pulls out the deck of cards, and they start to swirl in the air and shuffle.
Oh, I'll ask one question.
In which you will pull one card.
All right.
As you're asking your question, she begins to shuffle the deck.
What is the ritual into haghood? He holds up air quotes.
Well, it's quite gruesome, actually. And I hope that none of you look down upon me for going through with it, but it had to be done. You see, after you've been accepted by your hag mother, they groom you into thinking just like them. The only thing is that your body isn't like theirs. The physiology, the temptations aren't the same. The ritual is very simple. First, you need to become a mother yourself. And then you need to sacrifice your firstborn to your new hag mother. And that's not the worst part. You see, you probably don't know how hags are born, do you?
No, I do not.
You see the tales of witches in the woods, of them creeping into houses of families with young children and babies to devour them. They're true. Babies of the age of 1 year or less, if a hag is to consume them, eat them fully, they will rebirth them the next day, as if nothing happened. But on their 13th birthday, they undergo transformation into their new, true forms. But us witches were different. You see, we have to cultivate our own young, through whatever way our bodies are meant to. Me as a human, obviously you probably understand. Once I had my child, we waited until she was 6 months old, when I was truly ready to become a witch. And my mother and I did the ritual, and we feasted on her. And since then, I've been blessed with these abilities. I hear the cries of my child every now and then. But it's been so long now that I don't really care.
You ate your own child?
Yes, the old me. I'm new now. I ate the old Lilith's child. I'm incapable of bearing children anymore. I don't have any use of those organs. So we got rid of them.
And this is all. The shortcut was worth it. Just learning regular magic is not worth enough.
She shuffles the cards and says, "If anything, learning the way you are is the easy way. I think it's you that is the coward."
How long can you live for?
Until someone slays me.
So not your regular lifespan?
Correct. I've already surpassed it 3 times.
Oh, so your child would be dead already anyways.
Exactly. So what's the bother? Plus, the world was quite a shitty place back then anyway, as if it is shitty now. But with the power that I have at my disposal, it's become a lot more manageable. She shuffles the deck, it cuts, and she places it in front of you, Lightbringer.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
And to be perfectly clear, unfortunately, hagdom is only for those of the feminine physique. As she looks over towards Heknana, then to Babushka, Trina, and the new dwarf that has joined you, who does have a name. No one's asked it though. Not even the NPCs.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Would have been hilarious if there was like a male hag.
No, males only serve one purpose.
Oh.
I ain't arguing.
Nah, me neither. Alright, what do I have to type in for the roll again?
Yeah, 1d78. Oh boy, everybody.
It's happening again.
Oh boy.
78.
Once he's done rolling... Oh, there's a slash before the R.
Oh, yeah.
Once he's done drawing, if anyone else wishes to draw a card, you may do so. I'll put a hard limit to 2. 55. The Queen of Pentacles.
That sounds familiar.
Oh god, that's an evil laugh. Shit.
Queen of Pentacles. Didn't the other one draw that?
Yep.
So another person on this tiny little boat.
It was
So as you draw,
that it actually doesn't hurt you all too bad. But your mask, you feel, starts to crumble to ashes.
Oh no.
And it floats away. And Lilith goes, all of your magical items disintegrate.
Well, that is very, very unfortunate. Good information, though.
Another question for you.
No, I think I'm good.
Come on.
What a shame. Anyone else wish to play the game?
I look over to Rusty. Have you seen something like this before? Have you seen cards that do this?
Rusty or Dusty?
Or Dusty, sorry.
He shakes his head no.
Yeah, these cards, they will have some long-lasting effects. You could get good stuff, but it can also end up hurting you. So be careful if you do try to do this.
I believe that makes your dark vision. You don't have dark vision normally, do you?
Nope.
You're just like Jen.
Good thing you got that information.
Damn. Lilith shuffles her cards again and goes, if only there was a card in here that could undo that.
Yeah, if only.
A shame.
Lilith,
Yes.
would you be able to tell me, like, who would be able to help me? Who would want to help me end this Rusty May?
Are you asking your question from your card or me personally?
You.
I
Do I
don't
have
know
to
many.
ask
Huh?
The question for my card? I don't have to ask you
No, you just ask
for my
a
card,
question pretty much like,
to God.
I think so. Yeah, because it's magically and truthfully answered, so you just kind of ask. But she kind of looks at you and shuffles her card. That's some very good information. If you draw a card, I'll answer it.
Okay.
So you want to know who in this world could possibly help you to defeating Rusty May, right?
I guess. I mean, I know that there's beings that can fight her, but I guess my question is, who would want to help me?
Ah. You know, that's the funny thing about hags. They're all kind of scheming to overthrow one another. Even though Rusty May has contacted all these others with riddles and ways for you to receive your toes, I'm sure you could bargain with each and every one of them in combating against Rusty May, while also gaining your toe and the freedom of one of your family members. But a true person, I think Rusty May's ultimate goal is to overthrow that of the great green grandmother herself. And she knows this, but she bides her time. And I don't know if it's because she's waiting for the proper moment, or perhaps maybe she's waiting for someone such as yourself to come seeking an alliance to overthrow Rusty May. You see, most of the hags that she's incorporated into this little game that you're playing, they are beneath Rusty. But the Great Green Mother,
I believe her to be equal, if not just a little more powerful than Rusty May.
Oh, so Rusty May's that power.
Yes.
Okay, I've heard the Great Green One multiple times. What is, like, her deal? Who is this? What is she?
If you draw another card, I'll answer. But first,
How about I let you finish this one and I draw a card, and then we'll see what happens.
I bet you could find some folks that you've already met that would be willing to aid you if you aid in their little witch hunts as well. You remember Gower, I'm sure.
Oh, yes.
He absolutely detests witches and hags alike. And if he were to find out that you have information on where one lives, well, you would perhaps have a whole army. But is the Thurian Empire enough to take on Rusty May? Especially if they were to walk on her turf. Chances are slim. What's going on, Philip? Been a long time. How you doing, my man?
So Gower.
Yeah, Gower, the great green grandmother. Literally all the hags that you have to go and get a toe from. That's a pretty good list of folks.
So, does that include you?
No, I do not have your toe. I do not wish to tussle with Rusty May.
I see.
I bet perhaps Natasha could be persuaded. I've been good myself.
Yeah,
Not really much going on, you know. Just some D&D. Life's been pretty much the same though, which is pretty
Tell us
neat.
more about this green mother.
If you wish to draw a card, sure. I like this game of questions for cards. And it's time, Jim. She shuffles the deck and puts it in front of you.
Yeah, so my computer actually just finally finished updating, and I'm just trying to open up Foundry.
Okay.
And I kind of want to roll this one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because if I were to roll it... Ooh. I rolled a 3
Did
of
you
cups.
just roll?
Yeah. Oh! It's literally the one that Tolktier has.
Oh,
Which one though?
You can erase an event,
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god.
but we'll hope that you roll it. Granted, if you were to roll that and undo Rusty May's thing, I don't think Jim would be in this very moment.
Correct, I would need to... I am very aware that that would mean
A new character.
that I would create a new character.
Keep that in mind as well, Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
It
so
might be a
while...
while, it's still
Yeah, you're
loading,
good.
so-
Actually, are you able... If you can look at Discord on your phone, you could do it in the
Oh,
dice
yeah,
roll.
I can do it in the dice maiden thing.
Yeah.
Did it just load for me?
I don't see you in here just yet, but... so, Tolktier, did you want to draw a... promise to draw a card and get a question answered?
Why not?
Oh, I love a good game of card drawing.
And it was a D78?
Correct. Well, you can ask your question first, and then
We'll wait for Jimothy to draw his card before you do.
What?
So-
Okay.
1d78. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure if you just do exclamation point roll 1d78, that'll do it.
That'll do it, pig. That'll do it.
That'll
I'll
do,
do
pig.
pig. That'll do.
That'll do.
So you said wait for Jim to, or me ask question now? Which one?
You can ask the question now.
Well, okay.
Oh, 76. Didn't we roll that one already? The sun.
I think I wrote a 74, 75. Or was it 76, 77?
You gain 50,000 experience and a wondrous item appears in your hands.
Wow.
Kidding me right now with this bullshit?
Dang, everybody else getting screwed.
Well, you just gotta roll, man. You just gotta roll.
Gotta roll.
Now, I did look it up, and the experience points required from level 12 to 13 is actually like 100 something. So in theory, 10 wasn't enough to level you up. So I'm not gonna level you up again, but you will get a wondrous item.
That's fine. Wondrous.
Yes.
That's
With-
good.
I'll need to look up which one. That was a 76.
Yeah, so you're saying like I technically shouldn't have been level 13. Now I should
Correct.
be, right?
I don't even think now you would be, because you need like 100 something, so...
But since we don't do experience points,
Yeah, technically.
actually,
Yeah.
actually, it doesn't matter because we're all gonna die when we get to Gamderall.
That's possible. Hey, take it easy, Justin.
So, do you want me to wait, Brady, or ask away?
No, you can go, yeah, ask
Okay.
away.
So
Fire
how
on
about I do
all
this?
cylinders.
How would I do this? I look at Lilith and I draw a card, but I don't reveal it, so we don't know what it is, so it doesn't take effect yet, right?
Technically, sure.
Okay,
Hey,
and then
Hey,
I ask
is
my
deck of
questions.
Everything a wondrous item?
No, it's an artifact.
Oh, okay, damn.
I'm going to inquire. If she knows about Dwarven history and what my ancestors have done to deserve, the fate that my family is currently serving.
Interesting question. I'll be honest, I don't know a whole terrible lot of exactly what it is your particular family has done. If that is what you're asking.
Or did you know anything that happened with the Dwarven people? Or, I don't know, 7 generations ago? Because the history is kind of foggy.
I was
They don't
there.
really tell us. Oh? Wait. Okay.
Not there as in partaking in the downfall of the Dwarven kingdoms. But I was there to watch as it crumbled.
The only thing I know is an outsider came in and my family left them in. I just don't know what that means and how that could have led to the downfall of 4 different strongholds.
Ah, yes. I do believe one of your own was seeking some sort of power. Something a mortal is unable to comprehend on their own. And after surveying many different sites, many different excavations, I do faintly remember. What was the name? It'll come to me, I'm sure of it. Regardless, this particular gentleman was known for the things that he was capable of. The achievements were unmatched by any other dwarf archaeologist. But this particular dwarf got greedy. one time he found an artifact, one of substantial power, and I believe it took control over him. It warped his mind to that of something extraordinary, something out of this world, something unheard of. Perhaps maybe something from the far reaches of space itself. I couldn't tell you. Ancient relics will do that kind of thing to you. Regardless, this led to this particular dwarf selling out his own clansmen for more promises of this power. And I believe that is what set off the chain events. Fall of fort after fort after fort. Something about trying to achieve immortality in all magical powerful artifacts. Trying to become the new Dwarven King. But unfortunately, before this dwarf was able to achieve these things, he was betrayed. I don't remember by who, but I actually believe that this might be your lineage. Perhaps your generational grandfather is the one that betrayed him. And for whatever reason, ended up having to take all the blame for this archaeologist's misdeeds. Quite touching. But I'll do you a solid. Because I'm unable to give you all the proper details, I could point you in the direction. But you'll still need to draw your card, of course.
Oh, I already did. I just waited to hear before I draw it. I'd like to hear at least something in case something goes horribly wrong.
I can dig it, Matt.
So,
yeah, they almost crashed.
Some other archaeologists within the clan.
Technically, it was the archaeologist, but your ancestor ended up taking the blame.
Okay.
How that particular event transpired, I could not tell you. Perhaps maybe it was the power of the dwarven archaeologist able to persuade those around him into believing his fiction.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna reveal the card. God damn it.
69.
God
Didn't you draw that already?
No, someone else did.
The Hanged Man.
Oh, that was me!
Oh no! That's I lose a level.
Find me in the lower levels.
No, the Hanged Man is the you gain 10,000 experience.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And since I leveled up Joe, Tolk tier gains a level.
Green dwarf. It's green. I love it. Does anybody remember that?
Yep, Gauntlet Legends.
Yeah. Proud of you.
Red Wizard has gained a level.
Level 3, take average. Well, thank you, Lilith. I feel something going on.
Perhaps it's power.
Perhaps.
You look different. Like you've aged.
Aged?
You've got more gray on your beard.
Well, perhaps. Maybe looks a little longer.
Does anyone else wish to play the game? Trina? Perhaps we can make up for what you lost yesterday.
Turn back into my human form. Can you tell me where is Mao and who has him?
I'm not really familiar with the Mal, so no.
Then I'm good.
But perhaps I could
The
get
answer
you
to
the
your question,
information.
but says I don't know to the answer and make you draw a card.
Lilith shuffles the cards, and she draws one. And she puts it back in the deck, and shuffles again. Interesting. The Hermit. And luckily, it's something good. Oh, magical force of the deck of everything. Where is Mal and how can we save him? And you watch as she puts a hand over one of her ears. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh. That's rather dreadful. Uh-huh. Interesting. Never would have seen that one. I know all there is to answer your question. If you wish to draw a card, of course.
Right. I will willingly draw a card.
Good. This is very good. So you know how... Actually, I don't know if Lilith would have that information, so never mind. Mal, who happens to be your lover or ex-lover, that was unclear to me. Regardless, Mal has been captured in the deserts on the eastern mainland. And I believe he's being held within the great mountain in the center of the desert. And when I say believe, I don't truly know his current condition. The magical forces, the deck didn't answer that because that wasn't part of the question. But he's there. In body, hopefully. In spirit, maybe. And the fun part is somehow he has become part of the collection of an ancient blue dragon.
What?
Yes, I'm quite perplexed myself.
I mean,
Although,
Mal's really powerful, but I didn't think dragons collected people.
Well, that's the thing. Blue dragons, they're not really into gold coins and such. They like pieces of art. And I do believe that he's being held as such. Hanged, perhaps. Pinned to the wall? Almost definitely. Regardless, he's suffering. But now it's time for you.
Okay, it's back R?
Yeah, /R space 1D78. A 26. The Knight of Cups.
Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Son of a bitch.
Can you roll a D4?
If I lose another fucking level, I'm gonna be mad.
You won't. Alright, so 1d4 plus 1. Foreign nobles seek to court you and will send emissaries to bring you gifts.
What?
Oh, that's quite charming.
That's literally one of the reasons why I left my home.
I know, that's why it's funny.
Son of a fucking bitch!
So, as you draw that card and you get that news, I would assume Trina would probably be somewhat distraught.
Trina's gonna lose her shit.
And you start cursing and things like that, and suddenly you hear a hawk. And as the hawk chirps, it flies alongside the ship. And it swoops in above the deck, and it transforms into a person. Lady Trina, I have been searching for you, and I honestly am not exactly sure how I came upon you. But I come bearing a gift from one of the nobles from your old home.
No, thank you.
My lord will be very displeased.
I understand. Tell him I am truly sorry, but I'm no longer the heir to my house, so he can try and go court someone else.
Elarin Starcloud does not take lightly to rejection. I'm sure he will send me again to find you with even more extravagant gifts. But for now, the druid pulls a sack from his belt and places it in your hand. A gift from Elarin Starcloud. Or Elarin Starcloud. And then the elf takes a step back, jumps onto the railing and jumps off of the airship and transforms into a hawk and flies away.
What is it?
I don't know. I give him the bag. You can look in it.
I open it.
And you see these green beans.
Green bean?
There's some green, like green beans or like dried beans that are like.
Yeah,
candy
like
stuff?
lima beans that are dry.
Do I know what they are?
Yes, Trina. You would know them as sensu beans.
Do I even fucking want to know what that is?
Yeah, so the bag, roll a d8 for me. Alright, so there are 9 of those beans in there. And essentially what they do is they, when consumed, they heal 1d6 plus 2.
Oh, they're health potions.
Healer beans. Well,
Yes, sensu beans.
at least it's not a terrible gift like jewels or something.
Yeah, I could get used to this. I want to be a princess.
You really do not, Jim. I put them in my bag of holding.
Okay.
Do you think we should each hold on to one of these beans just in case things get dicey and we can use them for each other?
Are you gonna lose it? Is it gonna fall out of your pocket?
My clothes aren't supposed to disappear, and I look at Lilith. Right?
No, only your weapons and armor. And since your armor is your abs... Ooh. Also kidding, she doesn't say that.
Ooh.
No, only your
Your
material
body just-
items.
What about this new wondrous axe I just got? It was at the time of pulling the card, right?
You don't have a wondrous axe.
Shh. It's a hint.
Oh, I'm currently looking at all the wondrous items to see what would possibly pop up. I'm probably gonna, like, just put them all in a table and have you roll so that it is completely random. Much like the deck. Actually, you know what? That'd be great. I need to figure out... So I'm currently looking at 16,483 wondrous items. So if you could roll a 1d 16,483, that'd be
Seriously?
great. No, I'm joking. I'm not.
Oh, I mean, I will. That's pretty awesome.
Do you plan that, Lilith? To make people come court me for information for the man that I dated / am dating / not dating?
I have no sway over what cards that you draw, only those that I draw. No, but it is rather hilarious, don't you think? Quite ironic.
You are probably more amused by it than I am.
Oh, I'm having a wonderful time. I believe everyone should ask a question and draw a card. We're having fun, aren't we?
I'm not pulling another card. This is literally my worst nightmare.
Shame. Babushka,
Hello.
would you like to ask a question and receive a card?
I don't have question right now.
I would brainstorm.
You could ask what question should you ask?
True.
Could ask
it's
more,
not really much.
Maybe the deck might give you an answer on a more solid location of where your tribe's at. Your people.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I
you
would
wish
like
from
to know
me?
where my... Huh?
You wish for me to do what I did for Trina?
Yes.
What is your
Yeah.
question?
Where my clan is being held.
She shuffles the deck, and then she spreads them out, and she plucks one of the cards and flips it, and it shows the exact same card again. And she asks the question, "Oh, great magic of the deck of everything. Where is Babushka's clan? And how do we save them?" Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Ooh. I do hate that color. Uh-huh. Very interesting. Okay. Well, Babushka, apparently your clan resides in the Mithril Hall of the Mithril-born clan of the dwarves. And they've resided there for many decades, centuries. You were talking about a different clan, weren't you?
I think so.
You're worried about the clan from your mother's side, not your father. Ah. The cruel fate of the cards. They do not see those as non-blood related, as clan-worthy. Ah. If only we had known. I do apologize, Babushka. But I will have to have you draw a card still. That is part of the deal.
Oh,
And you see a smile cross Lilith's face as she shuffles the cards. But if you wish to ask again, a little more clearer, we could find this other clan you seek.
Dang, you got so gypped.
You did.
No, right? That's okay.
Ah, if only
don't know
everyone
that
was as understanding
We'll
as
see.
Babushka.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not that intelligent, so here we go.
I kind of nudge Lightbringer. I'm like, hey, I think she wants us to just keep drawing until something bad happens. Because I think we've gotten pretty lucky.
Lucky.
But Babushka needs information on the Baba Dishvili clan.
Well, oh boy.
Level 39 fireball cast on your location.
At least there's ocean.
I think there is a world-ending card, right?
Something like that, yeah. So the card is drawn.
Avatar of Death.
Oh
Yeah, so-
shit.
Yeah, the card is drawn. And Lilith, like, you look at it, and it's got this dark hooded face. You can only see the bottom half of it, and you can see that it is a skeletonized humanoid. As you show Lilith, Lilith's eyes grow wide. Oh. Well, that's honestly not very good for you. And it's bright and sunny outside, but it starts to get darker. The clouds suddenly darken and everything around you starts to get cold. Out of nowhere, you see this black mist starting to form on the deck of the ship. And as that happens, Lilith, I would prepare your weapon, Babushka. This is your fight and your fight alone.
I know what this is.
Oh.
Oh no. Babushka.
Actually,
Be careful.
this song is
I posted
called...
the video of Stewie talking.
Don't forget your bean.
People.
Don't forget the healer bean.
What?
Ooh.
The music's not playing. Maybe this
Before I
song?
forget, I did give each of you one of the healer beans.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I don't remember.
Because that's what Jim asked for. So I am a sharer.
Healer bean. What does it do?
As long as you don't fucking lose it.
It's 1d6
It heals
plus 2
1d6.
healing.
Did I write that down? I didn't write that down. Okay. Let me put the enemy loot.
None of my old music is working for some reason. I know I don't need to reset, but I'll just have to pick a random song instead of this one.
Babushka, babushka.
So you say it's a healer bean 1d6 plus what?
2.
1d6 plus 2.
Oh.
So that means I have 5 beans, but each of you have 1 bean. Just don't
That's
lose it.
unfortunate. Let me find a battle track that will work then, I guess. Because, yeah, you're going to fight the
A
Avatar of
steampunk one
Death.
was eerie.
Well, this is a battle.
Yeah,
actually, there's combat themes. Astral Dreadnought? What?
Whoa.
Whoa, let's not.
What?
Big fan of those.
I feel like that category is going to inspire something that's going to kill us all.
Valhalla Awaits. That seems like a good song. If it'll play. I don't know why none of this music is working. It was working earlier. Come on, please. There we go. Ooh, that's eerie. I like that.
All right, we have our fighters together
Hear
today.
something? I don't hear.
That sounds deathy.
You gotta find the picture. Oh, it does come with a picture, doesn't it?
It does. I don't know why it has a big ass skull on it, but alright, so Babushka versus the Avatar of Death. So let me put both of you in a combat state, and I'll have you roll initiative.
Is it of her own character?
Currently it is robed and has a scythe.
Okay.
Oh, this is a wonderful song.
The Avatar of Death.
Actually, yeah, that's
Did I
great.
press it?
Round 1.
Fight.
Fight.
Did you think?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Good
look
luck.
like it worked.
Oh, are you trying to import the picture and whatnot?
There, I got it. Boom. Babushka, you're first.
Show us the picture, Brady.
Me first?
And I,
What?
before this, like, I look at Lilith and say, "We can't help her."
No, unfortunately
Oh,
not.
I guess I have to fight. Pulls out my rapier from my cane.
Eat your
Where are we?
butterscotch.
Are we on a thing? Or are we still the ship?
Yeah, you guys are on the ship.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep it on the world. Oh, my bad.
How? Yeah.
I'm on the world map. You
Is
guys are
he-
on the airship.
Oh,
I'm over
I'm on
here.
the ship.
Whoopsie.
That's okay.
Here you go.
Oh,
Oh, fucking wow.
Oh,
I'm a
that's why
Babushka.
it wasn't working. Okay. So, boom. There we go.
You're fighting death itself.
An avatar.
what's happening?
Yes, Avatar of Death.
It looks like a
So roll
fucking,
initiative again.
death metal album cover.
Yeah, it does. Looks like it's from Disturbed or something.
Or
Metallica.
Yeah, old Metallica or like what's it?
Iron
Iron
Maiden.
Maiden or
Death
something.
Punch.
Yeah.
I was thinking Disturbed.
What's the German death metal band? Rammstein?
Rammstein?
Rammstein? Yeah, Rammstein.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Babushka, you are first.
Do
Lust.
Okay. Okay. And he's like right in front of me, yes?
Yep.
Okay. So yes, my cane, I take out my rapier, unsheathed, and I attack. 'Cause
There's nowhere to run.
Apparently so. I'm sorry. I will do my best. Attack. Where? Where's button? Oh my god.
Wha. So let's see. The 17 misses. The natural 20 hits, and the 21 hits. And you're using your rapier.
Yes.
Ching ching
Okay.
ching. Holy
And
shit.
the first one will get the shining bacon.
Okay.
We need to like get out of the way.
No, you guys are fine. Okay, so let's see. You
Are
go
those
in with
sword
a
effects
series.
coming from Foundry.
It is. I think
Are
they
they actually?
updated. Yeah, they updated that mod and
I
added
thought
all
it was
those.
just Kevin.
No. That was Kevin.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, so Babushka, you go in with your rapier, which was at one point your cane, but is now shown to be your trusty weapon. You go in for a couple slashes, and you actually seem to do a decent amount of damage to the Avatar of Death. But the Avatar of Death simply rears back its scythe and swings forward with it.
oh my god.
Oh, and it's an automatic hit. That's pretty cool. He doesn't even have to roll. All of you that are around Babushka, the scythe comes in as if it's about to hit you. And as you kind of like hold your hands up or hold up a weapon to try to block it, it simply just goes through. But once it gets to Babushka, it hits and tears away some of her flesh. And he'll do it again. And he swings one more time. Boom. And that ends his turn. Babushka, your turn.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Let me read something with this. 5 feet. Okay, yeah. Yep, it is your turn.
You will take me without a fight. Oh my god.
The 26 hits. Everything else misses. So Baboosh goes in for a stab, and when she goes in to do a couple more attacks, she misses with all of them. And as the shining beacon ignites the avatar, you can see the blackness is starting to fade, almost as if this is all an illusion. And now it is the avatar's turn. 2 swipes of its reaping scythe. As it comes in and slashes, Babushka cries out in pain.
No.
Can you finish it?
I will try.
Miss, miss, miss.
Ah.
Babushka, fatigued, begins to swipe, but is getting sloppy. She almost hits it. She's close with that second attack, but the Avatar of Death.
You will join us soon enough. There is no escape.
The Avatar will swing at you twice.
I'm sitting there chewing my chicken nuggies watching this fight.
Babushka, can you finish it?
I don't know.
Hits, miss, miss.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a good thing you got that shining beacon. So as you go in for the last hit, you go right through one of the eye holes. And as you do so, you sort of curve the like once the blade has stuck through the skull, you give it a nice little twist, and your whole being ignites in flame, and that flame carries from your shoulder to your elbow to your wrist up the rapier in a sort of like spiral, and ignites the skull of the Avatar of Death, sending him flying back off of the ship as he just looks at you and starts to cackle.
There is no escape from death.
And fades away. Just like the music at a perfect time.
I'm gonna say that worked out literally perfect. Yay, Babushka!
Woohoo! I did it. Wipes the blood.
Yay for school!
Oh, that was quite exhilarating, if I'm being honest. I don't believe I've seen anyone draw that card and actually live. You are quite the warrior, Babushka.
Oh, thank you.
Do you wish to re-ask your question and draw another card, though?
Okay.
So this time,
Man, you are a
Lilith...
glutton for punishment.
Lilith draws the card again and asks... she asks Babusha what the actual clan name is that you're referring to.
Oh yes, I called them the Babadishvili.
And
Crafters clan.
Lilith Hart asks that question a lot more thorough this time. And she goes, ah, that's a lot different from the last answer that I was given. See, the deck requires every little detail that could possibly be within the question itself. It's almost as if it's like having to be careful with a wish spell.
Oh.
Your clan is currently in Krego, the trade city of the Sands. Or actually, let me see, what is the actual name of that place? Of the nomadic conclave of Shifting Sands. Far east from Trina's lover, actually. They are currently being auctioned. And these folks that wish to buy them, I believe, live in the islands to the northeast. Pretty far. They call those The folks of the sea call them the Pirate Isles.
Pirate Isles. Okay.
That's more than likely where they're going to be headed once they're sold. But they're not sold yet. There's currently no high enough bid. So I would say that you have time, but probably not that much time, to rescue them. In worst case scenario, you could always go to the Pirate Isles. Perhaps overthrow the King of Pirates. Luffy, I believe his name is. Also kidding. And now, Babushka. She shuffles the deck. Your final card for today.
Oh, yes. My God. Oh, man, surely I don't get another bad card.
29. I swear we saw Ace of Swords. We got a lot of swords.
Swords.
Oh. The Scion. You gain immunity to your choice of the charmed or frightened condition.
Holy
It's actually
shit.
really good.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Erica,
See, I told you.
Charmed is way better.
Frightened or charmed?
Correct. If you want to hear a really good story about being charmed,
love
we
to.
can. When the last campaign was going on, they were fighting Strahd, and he charmed Snoopy in the party. Fucked up Snoopy.
Oh my God.
And Strahd was just watching, like,
It
all right.
sounds like that, but they literally, like, all four surrounded this poor little beagle dog and beat it to
He had a
almost
sword.
death.
Wow.
Angelica being the ringleader of it. No,
Snoopy
never,
hit
not again.
hard, okay? Like, we would have all, like, been taken out
Yeah.
if we didn't go for Snoop rather than
Yeah, Angelica was like, no, stomp the dog out.
Just imagine all of you just like curb stomping Snoopy.
I have something for this.
Crush fetish.
Oh no.
No!
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's true.
that was
that's true.
Snoopy in the middle.
Bruh, especially Angelica, just big and swole. Just,
Yeah.
Snoopy was charmed at least 3 times
Exactly.
and was involved in 2 TPKs that were avoided because of Snoopy. Oh,
is
Brady,
true,
we
the
should have worked that
Beholder.
out so that Snoopy was actually evil and was actually trying to get the party killed the whole time.
That would have been funny. But yeah, your choice: charmed or frightened.
Okay. I will take the advice. And I'll do charmed.
Very sound choice. I will add it to your sheet. Condition immunities. Charm.
Immune to charms. That's so powerful.
And because of that, now Brady will continue to throw creatures at us that
Only fear.
have frightened.
He's only going to fear us now. So.
Hey! I feared you guys in the one shot. I've been doing it. What I haven't been using is psychic damage, but I need to, especially with our barbarian friend.
Hey.
Oh yeah, you should bring that in. You should
Missed
definitely bring that
opportunity.
in.
Missed opportunity. I should have told you that your clan has been captured by Illithid.
You don't need to make things that are specifically targeting our weaknesses, Brady.
Listen. All because you guys used intelligence as your dump stat doesn't mean everyone else is okay with it. Like,
I didn't dump my intelligence.
Yeah, Jim's
I did.
actually smart.
Well,
I have a 12, so like average.
So it's not even your weakness. What you gotta worry about?
Yeah, mine is 10.
See, we're fine.
Mine is 9.
You're fine.
Wasn't Angela's like 5?
Yeah, and Angelica's is like, what, like 6? 5 or 6?
Give me a
No, I
moment
think
and
it was
I'll Angelica open. It was a 5.
That's so bad.
Let's see.
Dogs are smarter.
Big monster. Well,
You,
I
like,
think
can't
we've
even
had
play
time
5.
for enough for one more card and question draw if anyone wishes to. Final chance, I think.
I want to ask something. Something that you can ask your deck for me.
Oh, instead of the card that you have at your disposal, you would risk another
Yeah.
draw?
rather
I'd
risk
love
another.
to.
And Lightbringer, like, get serious. Where's my daughter?
What's a perplexing question? She shuffles the deck, draws the card, flashes it, and it's the same one. Oh, mysterious power of the deck of everything. What is the location of Lightbringer's daughter? Uh-huh. Interesting. Out for vengeance, you say? Oh. Well. This may come to a shock to you, but she's actually not even on this plane of existence. She has been trapped in the Shadowfell. Are you familiar with such a place? All of you can roll nature. Nature or non-nature.
Nice.
Trina's
What
like,
is
I ain't got no
shadow?
clue.
What is shadow?
Nature or what?
Nature roll.
Nature.
For some reason, the Hobbit fucking knows.
So Jim and
Shadow Realm.
Tolktir.
I played Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Jim, you've flirted with the Shadowfell, mainly because of Rusty May, so you're aware of like what it is, kind of. Tolktir, you've seen in your studies, did a lot of dark magics. Their power somehow bleeds into this realm from the Shadowfell, but Lilith Hart, I didn't think you would. The Shadowfell is almost an exact replica of the material plane. The only thing is that it's dark and gloomy, and dark powers have much, much greater effects there. The creatures are also warped, shaped by negative emotion. It's a place of dread. Even though the landscapes remain the same, the structures might not. There are great cities in the Shadowfell of very evil creatures. Most things that go there that are good, should they find a way out of the Shadowfell, are forever tainted.
Wait. I look at Trina. Have we been to the Shadowfell? In Bleakbell?
Shadowfell.
Is that where we went?
I don't know.
In
I
Bleakbell,
guess-
you say? With Shaggy
Yeah.
Vanessa?
Yeah.
Ah, so you've been there. And you know how miserable it could be.
That sucked.
And
It was
I'm
pretty
almost
awful.
certain you probably had to watch your family die in horrific ways.
Many, many, many times, yep.
That sounds like the Shadowfell to me. Shaggy Vanessa always loved to do that, especially before I took the ritual of witchdom.
Is it weird that I feel worse that I'm not special to her? Like, I'm not her only person that she's tortured. Not even like her first.
Shaggy Vanessa?
Yeah, I'm like, no, not Shaggy Vanessa.
Oh.
Rusty May. I'm like, not even. I'm like a slut.
Did you say you're a slut?
Yeah, like I'm not even. I'm not even her first.
And you won't be her last. That's for sure. In fact, you might not be the only one going through the pains that you're going through. She usually works multiple events all at once. But who knows?
No matter. Answer. Continue to answer Mr. Lightbringer's.
He only wanted to know where she was, and I told him. The Shadowfell. And because of how vague the question was, the deck only gave me that. Whereabouts in the Shadowfell? She shrugs. Perhaps maybe where your old tribe used to reside, would be my guess. She shuffles the deck and places it in front of you. And now it's my turn. 39. The Page of Swords.
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 Oh shit. Boom! Help me!
Oh,
Just
no,
like
again.
the dwarven woman, there's now a Goliath man hanging on the side of the ship, holding on with one hand. Someone pull me up!
I start casting Mage Hand and start trying to pull him up as well.
There's
Your
so many
magic's
people.
not tough enough!
I just yank it
Help.
with one hand.
I'm turning back into a bird. There's too many people.
Lightbringer like just goes over there and puts a hand out there.
And he grabs it, and you pull him up. And as he brushes himself off, he looks at you and is like, You're supposed to be dead. And he kneels before you. Sir!
Your name?
Thonak, sir. Private.
And why are you here?
I'll be honest, sir, I don't know. I was with the tribe, or what's left of them anyway, before I started plummeting in the sky for no reason. And now I'm here. And now that I see a commanding officer in front of me, I must serve you. Thonak, at your service, sir. For all intents and purposes, you gain the service of a 4th level fighter of your same race, and you control this character. I'll allow you to make a 4th level fighter character yourself, so you can essentially customize them how you want. And you've got
This
2
is Kevin's,
characters.
like wet dream. He has to
Yeah.
roleplay 2 people at the same time.
Could have full-blown conversations with himself.
Yep, exactly.
What are you
So
doing?
Brady.
I don't know.
Oh, everything's so dark. Oh.
Oh, we gotta fix that later.
So I made a character sheet for you, so you can fill it out. But yeah, what an interesting, wow. I've never seen 2 folks fall out of the sky to be in eternal servitude before. I certainly wish that I had thought that up. Perhaps I wouldn't have to do so many things myself. Regardless, I think that's enough card drawing for this group. Fortune favors you all. And she puts the deck of everything back in her pouch and clasps it. And you can see she's sort of pouting.
Lilith, what's like the worst card in there for us to draw?
I guess it depends. Do you fear death?
Oh, is there one that you just die?
I believe so, yes. You're just eradicated. But there's one that's somewhat far worse. You'll just poofed out of existence. No one knows where you are, but you're still alive. You can't die except for of old age, and you have no memory of it. I believe that one's called the Void. I've sent quite a few folks there.
Guys, you asked about... Jeez. Wow, we were risking a lot.
Yeah.
How many cards did we all draw? I drew 6.
I drew
Ew.
3.
4.
3.
Wow. Can you believe we're
Yes.
still alive?
Honestly, yes.
Well, Babushka had to fight a guy.
It was close. I was really hoping that someone would ascend to godhood, or perhaps maybe get some wishes.
Yeah, that would be sweet. Ascend to godhood.
Yes. I've never seen anyone do that card before.
The cards, Lilith, do you draw them and do they affect you?
She shuffles the deck, draws the card, flips it over to show you, and you can see a dark sphere. No, the ones that are detrimental have no effect on me.
Oh.
But the ones that are good, but not super duper powerful, do affect me, such as being able to ask a question. Which, granted, I guess, depending on the question, it could be super powerful. But I try not to use it for my own dealings. I'd rather obtain that information for myself organically. Much more fun that way.
I guess if you live forever, it'd get kind of boring. If you just
Agreed.
were able to ask everything all the time.
Yes, well. So as Lilith has the deck put away, she begins to sort of just sit and start humming to herself. Essentially what we're going to do is time skip to you guys landing at Gamdaral.
Question first, Brady.
Go
Question
for it.
first. So my spell selection, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. The spells that require like a monetary value to cast,
You'll have to have that. Correct.
Yes. So
You don't
say
gain those from leveling up. You'll have to go find them somewhere.
So say I take like Force Cage, for example, or like Simulacrum. Like I need to, like you're not gonna just give me a cast of that for free. I need to go find those, right?
Correct.
Okay. So.
Except for when you use it on Jim.
He didn't have Force Cage. He used Wall of Force.
Different one.
Oh,
Very different. Very different.
Not as strong. But if that is the case, then
Yeah, and you don't have to pick the spells now. You can wait until next session, because they aren't going to come into play before we end.
yeah, I think I have an idea of 3 of them. Just deciding. So okay.
Okay. So the next 2 days fly by, literally. Haha, get it?
So,
You're in an airship.
That's a
So
knee
my
slapper right there.
And axes disintegrate.
Yep. So your shit
Does
just
my-
disintegrates.
Does my ring and pendant disintegrate too?
I don't think they count as armor or weapons, so no.
Cool. Oh, my basil geese.
Yeah, the Basil Geese
bowler
hat is
hat's
gone.
Bowler hat.
One. Need to do a thing on the
Bye
calendar.
bye, Lich Slayer. Should I just delete them off of my sheet?
Nah, I'll move them.
Okay, do your thing.
That way I have a remembrance of what they are for the future. Okay. Ooh, we're in a new month. Hey, we made it to another month in game.
Whoa. Freaking finally.
Is it the second month?
No, this
In-game?
is Morphinoth leaf fall. So essentially it's fall time. Like late fall. But anyway, as you guys are, the airship's pulling in, you're probably like a mile out, and the sky is filled with black smoke. We're here! Oh! Oh God. The entire town, the entire encampment is on fire.
Yeah, we told you.
Look!
Yeah, we see the smoke.
Lilith looks and goes, it's actually somewhat of a work of art, wouldn't you say?
I mean, in a morbid sense.
Exactly. I wonder
Beauty
if
is
the
in the eye of the
Leshen,
beholder, I suppose.
I wonder if the Leshen painted the blood splatters in a meticulous way. I can't wait to see the carnage.
I can definitely wait to see. For us normal mortal folk, we don't really think about such things, but you know, teach their own, I guess.
Yes, I guess so. All right, everyone, gather your things. It does look like there is an airship there. Look at it. It's magnificent, but it's nothing like my prototype. But I surely will outfit it once we get back to a suitable location. Yes, this is going swimmingly. See? And he looks towards Trina and Tolktir. I told you this was a good idea to come to Gamdural to loot the corpses of the less fortunate.
I mean, we're here, sure. I'm gonna turn to Dusty and ask the Hunters Lodge Association, whatever is here. Do they have a large stockpile of like gold, gems, and other monetary like items of the whole value?
He kind of shrugs and then writes a message saying, I would assume they have something in order to pay everybody.
You know,
Exactly how
anyone-
much, I have no idea.
Would you know if people in the town have gems by chance?
He shrugs again and writes, a lot of people do find gems while they're out in the wilds, especially around the volcano, so I'm sure of it.
Okay. Well, I have recently acquired a need for some rubies, so maybe this will be good for me.
I guess we'll find out, but we have to make up enough funds for me to buy my new ship and all the equipment, and then we can get you all settled.
Yes. Will you be staying on the
Gradmer,
ship?
bring us in close and slowly. We don't want to end up attracting any unwanted attention.
Can you fight?
Who, me?
Tekshi, yes, yeah, Tekshi, yeah. Can you fight, or will you stay on this dinghy the entire time, or the ship we were about to commandeer?
Oh no, I've got my ways.
And he pulls out of his satchel a cloak, and he puts it over his head, and it's just a black cloak.
Okay.
They'll never see me.
He grabs the top of the cloak and puts on a face mask part to where he's just like a black blot.
They'll never see me.
And your sister?
And then he buttons up the clasp and he's invisible.
They'll never see me.
Well, that's good for you. Okay, hold on. I'm just worried about leaving you here alone while we go into town to look for things.
I'm not going. I can't see still.
That's the scenario. Lilith, what are you going to be doing this entire time?
Oh, I plan to go and look at the artwork that the Leshen has left behind for my pleasure.
And what about your apprentice?
She can stay here. As
Will
she has already said, she was blind.
I'm just worried about leaving her here is all, is what I'm getting at.
I'm sure she'll be okay.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, she's not. And we'll find out with his screams. And Heknana kind of like looks towards Lilith's voice and be like, that wouldn't be a possibility though, would it? And Lilith shrugs. We never know what fate has in store for us. But worst case scenario, if you do die here today, Tolkien has the power to bring you back.
Make no comment.
Gredmer grabs his glaive. I'll stay back. Don't worry. I've got to make sure the other ship's ready for us to get out of here. Especially if we've got to make it out on a speedy escape. What if the Leshen's still there?
Good point.
I don't think it's still here. More than likely, this is all done with. The Leshen shouldn't take long in slaughtering an entire encampment. It definitely beat us here. It has ways of teleportation throughout the entire island. We couldn't have beat it here if we wanted to. Oh, what a marvelous creature. I hope maybe it is here though, so I can observe it a little closer. And then she looks at all of you, but for you all, I hope it's not.
Would you take it alone?
Oh, I wouldn't have to fight it. I'm an inhabitant of the Isle, after all. You all are the trespassers. The airship starts to slowly descend, and it gets close to the dock. And at this point, you can see the aftermath. Corpses, mostly dwarven, littered all throughout the dock. Some of them are, they died in, somewhat humane ways. Others, you can see ravens, actually, crows, on their corpses, plucking out the innards and the eyeballs and things like that, and munching down, grubbing. As Gredmer gets the ship situated on the dock, the plank goes out so that you all can get off, and he grabs a couple of pieces of gear that he brought with him onto the ship. And as he's looking around, we'll take that one over there. Seems to be the best in shape. And he points off to one, and Shik-Ti, sounds good. We'll bring our haul over there when we're ready to leave. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I don't think anything's going to be resistant to our sticky fingers. Lilith comes down off of the plank and heads towards one of the corpses with the crows, and she starts to speak to it. And the crow squawks and flies into the town. You all have fun.
Understand as a bird.
Let's see. I would say. Well, you're a raven, right? Not a crow.
Yeah, but bird is bird, right? Or do
Is
birds
it?
have different languages?
I would, yeah.
Aryan?
I'll just say for the sake of fun, you do understand what she says. And she talks to the crow and says, "Is your father still around?" And the bird goes, "Yes, he's not far. Bring him." And the crow flies away. And as she starts to walk away, she looks towards Trina and smiles. and begins to whimsically skip towards the town. La la la, la la la.
I'm birding and I'm telling them what she just said.
Ah, well, then we need to make this quick.
No, I think we need to go.
Go? We're on the precipice of richness. There's an
I
absorbent
don't-
amount of gold and gems to be had.
That
Is it worth your life?
I can't be seen.
it doesn't need to see you. It can smell you.
Highly doubt it. But I see your point. Just 5 minutes.
That's oh boy.
Maybe 10. We could do 10. If we sit around here and argue about it, we get even less time. Let's go, go, go. You can hear his little stampers as he runs
The
down
other
the
boat
plank.
needs to be prepared, anyways, right?
Correct. I don't know how long it'll take, but I could try to make it less than 10 minutes for sure. And he pulls out a little flare gun. I'll shoot this off when we're ready to leave.
Okay, perfect.
Do we want to use the flare gun, or should we just make a timer for ourselves? I'm not sure if the flare would make more of a disturbance in the area.
It'll make a satisfying pop off in the air, but yeah, if you want to time yourself, go for it. Otherwise, I'm still going to shoot it off.
Draw it
Worst
to
case
you?
scenario, the lesion's already on its way, eh?
Okay, well, let's go.
Either way, we need to make this quick.
5 minutes.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ooh-wee.
Game to roll.
Hey, at least I got a nice trade-off. Lost a good item, got a good man.
God, a good
Yeah, you're
name.
level 4 fighter.
You
ain't
needed
gonna
you
make
needed a
it
good
long.
man. Yeah, he's gonna die with the lesion. Sorry, bro.
Nah, he's gonna be cool. He's gonna be cool. I'm gonna make sure I get him nice.
All right, I will end my stream and be right back. All right, so there we have it. A lot of cards drawn. That's probably the most amount of cards I've seen drawn in this deck of everything without somebody actually dying. So that was pretty wild. But it all led to some good roleplay. It led to some good stuff. And now all the characters have answers as to how to further their own character's story. So Babushka knows that she needs to go to the sands to try to stop a slave trade. Trina needs to go and find a ancient blue dragon, which I love. Three-Toe Jim already knows that he's heading to the sands. Tolktir, he didn't get any information really, except for that his grandfather was framed. So that could be a thing in itself. That might be, honestly, the event that he undoes, I would think. And then Lightbringer needs to go to the Shadowfell, because I love the Shadowfell. So, other than that, yeah, good session. Really good session. No one died. But next session, we'll see what happens. Who knows? So, anyway, thanks for everyone coming out. Hopefully you had a good time. And until we see you next week,